I will now call the April 21st Blue Springs City Council meeting to order. If you would stand with me, observe a moment of silence, and Boy Scout Troop 603, if you want to start making your way down, will come and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance at the appropriate time.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Not yet.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. You have Scout uniform on, Scout sign. If not, under your heart. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Boy Scout Troop 603 from the First Christian Church. You're welcome to come back anytime you have the opportunity. I want to welcome those in attendance as well as those that might listen to the audio version later. Boy, I got that down this time. And also for you, this might be your first time, we are meeting in the municipal, this is the municipal annex, while the renovation is taking place on our public safety building. So we'll be here probably for the next 18 months. So if you're interested in a planning commission meeting or a city council meeting, or if you have the opportunity to have to come to court, it's right here. Now, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Are there items on the consent agenda that needs to be pulled? If not, I accept a motion for approval.
So moved, Your Honor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Corbell?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
We had an election on April 8th, and all the incumbent council members were victorious because they ran unopposed. And they will be administered their oath of office by our city clerk, Kathy Richardson. And I think Kathy's going to do you all at the same time.
Sure, I'll hold it. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me, and when I say I, then you give your name and your district. I
Ron Fowler.
Jeff Corbell.
In Edmondson.
do solemnly swear and affirm
Do solemnly swear and affirm
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of Councilman District
For the
office of Councilman District 1,
2.
and that I support the Constitution of the United States,
and that I support the Constitution of the United
the
States,
state of Missouri,
the
the state of Missouri,
the provisions of the City of Blue Springs Home Rule Charter,
the provisions of the City of Blue Springs Home Rule Charter,
and state statutes,
and state statutes,
and the ordinances of the City of Blue Springs.
and the ordinances of the City of Blue Springs.
I shall faithfully conduct myself in office
I shall faithfully conduct myself in office
and respect the confidences and information which come into my possession.
and respect the confidences and information which come into my possession.
Congratulations. That brings us to the election of the Mayor Pro Tem.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
having served as Mayor Pro Tem for the last year, what a great learning experience that was. But it's now time to turn that over to another council member. And I have the distinct pleasure of nominating Councilman Culpepper for that role.
Okay, Councilman Culpepper, are there any other nominations?
I'd like to second the nomination for
You
Councilman
going to
Culpepper.
second it? Okay, well, he's going to second it. And now, are there any other nominations? Seeing none, we will declare the nominations closed, and you are elected by acclamation.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem. And as Mayor Pro Tem, you are the liaison to the Planning Commission, of which you are no stranger. Like going home. What, 20 years? 21 years as a planning commissioner and chairman of that for a number of those years. So congratulations again. Next, we have a public hearing vacating Country Club South Lot 36.
Your Honor, we just need to have a motion to continue this to the
We're
May
gonna continue it
19th
again.
City
Okay.
Council meeting.
Is there a motion to continue it?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second? No. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Next, we'll go to introduction and reading of Bill 4311.
First reading of Bill Number 4311, an ordinance approving final plat for Benton House of Blue Springs, City of Blue Springs, Jackson County, Missouri.
Move the bill be approved on its first reading and proceed with the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Second reading of Bill Number 4311, an ordinance approving final plat for Benton House of Blue Springs, City of Blue Springs, Jackson County, Missouri.
Move the bill be approved on its second reading and assign the appropriate ordinance number.
Is there a second? Discussion? Roll call?
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Councilman Cobell?
Aye.
Carried unanimously, giving ordinance number 4485.
Okay, next we have introduction and reading of Bill 4312.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
Okay.
First reading of Bill Number 4312, an ordinance authorizing the mayor or city administrator of the City of Blue Springs to enter into an agreement with the law firm of Zerger and Maurer, LLP.
Move the bill be approved on its first reading and proceed with the second.
Is there a second? Discussion?
Your Honor.
Yes.
I am troubled by this, and I've thought about this since our last meeting and the executive session where this was presented to us. Can I ask how much we are committing to this project?
Your Honor, would you like me to
Yeah,
respond to
yes,
that?
please.
This particular scope, Councilman Carter, is $5,000. However, if you were, I'm sure you carefully read the council information form, and as you will recall during the executive session at the last meeting, it was staff's belief that the scope of this particular project could potentially increase. And, but the definition or the work to be yet defined is sort of unknown at this particular time. So it was staff's recommendation that you reserve and you set aside an amount at this point in time of a maximum of $50,000. This scope of work is for $5,000, and once this scope of work is completed, I believe the council will have, you'll either know a very clear and distinct course that's going to occur with regard to citizen engagement and a process that will be managed by your attorneys, or you will have further proposal for legal work that you can then determine and decide whether or not you want to continue down that course.
Okay. Well, I wanted to get that on the record because part of the discussion that we had, led by the attorney, Mr. Maurer, compared what's going on the south side of Blue Springs to what happened with the Kansas City School District and taking back some schools to the independent school district, and how the parents got involved. They were very engaged. And I don't feel that on this particular issue. I wish I did, because the simpler way for this to get done is for someone to take the ball and run for the fire board in Prairie Township and bring it up and talk about it. And I don't get a sense anyone down there wants to do that. Yet this process that Mr. Maurer wants to take us through, or his suggestion to take us through, requires a lot of heavy lifting on the part of residents in that district. If they won't run for the fire board, why do we think they're going to do this? So to me, this feels like feel-good legislation where we're going to say, okay, you know, a couple of people complained. I don't know about the rest of you. I've received 0 phone calls from anyone in that district asking us to get involved. 0 phone calls to me. No one will run for the fire board. I can't support this.
Okay. Any other comments? Councilman Fowler?
Yes, I actually grew up in that zone where the school district was, you know, it was actually Kansas City, but it was actually living in Independence. And I don't think those people really got too involved, and or at least my dad didn't get too involved in trying to run for school board. It's been an issue for a long time. Councilman Culpepper and I, we go to the Homes Association meetings. We go to a lot of meetings where people do ask us to get involved in this one. because there just hasn't been action down there. This is about public safety, and for those reasons, I'll support it.
Any other comments? Councilman Covell?
Well, I just want to, since we're talking about calls, I have received calls on this issue. It's probably because of my longevity on the council over various terms that I've served. But definitely I've had residents down there reach out to me and ask us to do things. And for that reason, I will be supporting this.
Any other comments?
I just want to go back.
Okay, and then after you, Councilman Culpepper, go ahead, and then Councilman Culpepper.
I think in a perfect world, we would have the CJC, Central Jackson County Fire Protection District, cover the entire city of Blue Springs. I'm just not sure this is the way to get that done. That's my reservation. And this may well pass. It may well. I just, in my own heart and conscience, I can't see it.
Your Honor, I have one more.
Let me go to Councilman Culpepper, and then we'll come back and go on the
That's
side.
fine.
I can't tell you how many meetings I have been to with the residents that live in Prairie, that are within the Blue Springs city limits. I get phone calls, I get emails, I go to every board meeting. With rare exception, there is great concern for their safety, the safety of their homes, their property values. When you go to the board meetings for the Prairie Fire District, you soon and quickly realize that they do not have the capacity to take care of all the Blue Springs residents that are within their district. I think it's important to at least investigate and find what we can do to assist those residents. I agree, we need to have full support, we need to get them totally engaged, but I think that we have to have a strong base, and I feel very strongly that getting that all rolling and see what we need to do to assist them and get it done.
Okay, Councilman Covell?
Yes, Your Honor. Something that Councilman Carter said resonated with me, and I want to talk about it because it's part of the discussions that I've had with the people. He talked about citizen engagement and not feeling it. I've actually sat and had someone suggest that this council doesn't care enough about this issue, and my response back to them was, I'm not sure you care enough. And what we are doing here, I think, by passing this, is we're putting the money where it needs to be. We're giving the citizens in this district the opportunity to become engaged and change their situation. So I think what we'll be seeing after we do this is whether or not they care enough to get involved and be proactive and work towards the solution of this problem, because it is going to take active citizen involvement to make it happen. And that's the key thing here for me.
Any other comments? If not, Mr. Johnson?
Your Honor, that's a perfect segue from Councilman Quibell. And if you read in my week in review, if the council approves this particular legislative item tonight, what we'll do is we'll contact Attorney Steve Maurer, and then we will begin to outline and define the work that needs to occur over the next several weeks. And one of the things that staff will be wanting from District 3 councilmen is a list of those residents that you think are going to be particularly engaging in this process, who have been very vocal. We know many of the individuals who are going to immediately kind of rise to the top of that process. But if for this process to be successful, it is definitely going to require citizen ownership and citizen engagement at a very detailed and in-depth level. So if you pass it tonight, I will work with Mr. Maurer, and we'll set that process in motion.
One of the things we need to keep in mind that we have heard from one subdivision within this fire district service area. I drive down south a lot. We have houses that are coming up, almost just springing up all over the place. This process is going to have to include them getting those other residents engaged that might not be aware of some of the pitfalls that might exist with their property. So it's going to have to be a concerted effort on their part, and it's something, we can fund it, but it's not something the city can do. They're going to have to do it. Councilman Culpepper.
I but I was asked if I would go down and talk to some of the people because they think they live in Lee Summit because they have a Lee Summit zip code.
Right.
So, you know, we really need education. And I think that's top priority, education as we start this process.
You know, we talk about loss of property, and that's concerning. But the thing that concerns me even more than that is ambulance service. Because people's lives are put on the line if they aren't able to respond very quickly. So anyway, all those things will be factored in. We'll get the attorney, if you pass this tonight, we'll start the process and we'll see where it goes. And certainly I think it's all of our intent that all our residents in Blue Springs are safe. No doubt about that. Okay, any other comments, questions before we vote?
You're on first reading.
First reading. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, same sign?
Second reading of Bill Number 4312, an ordinance authorizing the mayor or city administrator of the city of Blue Springs to enter into an agreement with the law firm of Zerger and Maurer LLP.
Move the bill be approved on a second reading and assign the appropriate ordinance number.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter? Councilman Edmondson? Councilman Culpepper? Councilman Goodell?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Carried, given an ordinance number 4486.
That brings us to mayoral announcements, and I'm going to go straight to thoughts to ponder. You know, over the last week or so, I've really been troubled by some of the things that are happening in this region. You know, with the person that was shooting in the cars, 3 people injured, those things, and putting, and when I say Kansas City, I'm talking about the metropolitan area. Something happens in Kansas City that affect all of us. And going on national news because of that was concerning. There's some other activities that are taking place, but the other thing that hit me was a week ago when the 3 people were killed over on the Kansas side. And I just put some words down on paper. And certainly our thoughts and prayers continue to be with those families that lost loved ones in that senseless hate crime killing in Overland Park last week. And these words just kind of came to mind, and might not make any sense to anybody else, but it meant something to me, so I felt I would share it tonight. When you take what you cannot give back, when you break what you cannot fix, when you tear down what you cannot rebuild, when you kill what you cannot create, for the sake of your sick mind and beliefs, because of indifference and the hatred of killing other God-created human beings, is senseless. End of my thoughts. That brings us to visitors. And we have a gentleman that is dressed in some attire out there that we started communicating with. And I'm going to come down front and present a resolution to Roy Hutchison. A proclamation, I said a resolution proclamation. Now, Roy, I'm not going to get into all the different whereases, but I'm going to slip down here near the end where it says that, well, I'm going to get a couple of these. Whereas the Missouri Society of Sons of the American Revolution was organized on April 23, 1889, a fraternal and civic society composed of line descendants of the men who wintered at Valley Forge, signed the Declaration of Independence, fought in the Battle of the American Revolution, served in the Continental Congress, or otherwise supported the cause of the American Revolution. The Missouri Society of American Revolution perpetuates the memories of the volunteer war patriots, foster true patriotism, inspire communities with the reverence for the principles of Vermont, founded by our forefathers, and honor outstanding and patriotic services to our state and nation. And we're going to skip on down and say, now therefore I, Carson Ross, Mayor of Blue Springs, do hereby proclaim April 30th, 2014 as Sons of the American Revolution Day. signed by me and our city clerk, Kathy Richardson. So I appreciate you coming tonight, and certainly I think that your conference is going to be held at the Adams Point Conference Center, and certainly we welcome you there, and we're honored to have you here, and honored to have you stand before us tonight and accept this proclamation. So congratulations, Roy. Here we go. We'll hold the microphone.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor and the councilman in the city of Blue Springs. We will have this proudly displayed at our Missouri State Convention this weekend at the Adams Dairy Conference. It's this weekend.
Okay.
And I can't say anything more that we're just proud to be here in Blue Springs.
We're happy to have you. All right, thank you. That brings us to, I don't have any other visitors' appearance forms. No visitors' appearance forms for anybody to address the council. Well, I will accept a motion to go into executive session to discuss litigation issues. Is there a second? Roll call, please.
Councilman Carter? Aye. Councilman Edmondson? Aye. Councilman Culpepper? Aye. Councilman Quabell?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Okay, we're going to allow our visitors to be excused, and then we're going to go into executive session.
Okay, let's see.